President Trump naming Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin as his pick for DHS after appointing Kristi Noem as the new special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman already backing Mullin, posting, quote, "I'm not sure how many fellow Democrats will vote to support our colleague, Senator Mullin, as the next DHS secretary, but I am an yay or an A." So let's bring in Fox News contributor, former assistant White House counsel, and former special assistant to the Attorney General, Hugh Hewitt. Good morning to you, Hugh.
Hi, Ainsley. Good morning.
Good morning. What do you know about Senator Markwayne Mullin? Is he the right guy for this job?
Well, on a personal level, he's a fabulous person to talk to and have on the radio to talk about national security, to talk about homeland security. He's a very experienced, very well-liked member of the Senate. On a national level, President Trump took us into combat 7 days ago. That's the toughest job of the commander-in-chief. You want him to be absolutely ruthless in winning the war, prosecuting the war. President Trump is doing that. But he also has to be absolutely ruthless with regards to his team at home. So he looks over at the Department of Homeland Security. They've got 260,000 people. Along with the FBI, they've got to keep the homeland safe. Not just TSA at the airport, but counterterrorism, cybersecurity, all this stuff, the Coast Guard, it's all part of DHS. He needs to put someone there who's absolutely able to motivate and lead 250,000 people to keep the homeland safe. Now, we know, and we've known for years, that there are Hezbollah terrorists operating in the United States. They're an arm of Iran. So we are vulnerable at home. We need someone like Markwayne Mullin in that job, leading with complete competence and the confidence of the president. So my hat is off for the president for taking a tough choice. I know he likes Kristi Noem, but if she's not leading the department, Markwayne Mullin can. I think he'll get a lot of votes. He's very well liked. And there are serious Democrats, not just John Fetterman, but Jack Reed of Rhode Island, Chris Coons of Delaware, and, of course, Angus King, independent caucus with the Democrat out of Maine. These are serious people. They'll vote for him, and they should do it quickly because DHS needs leadership quickly.
Yeah, you're right. Especially we're worried about those sleeper cells now that Iran's being hit. We're worried about our homeland. Senator Blumenthal says this person will have to be totally and radically different in their approach to running the agency. And then Chuck Schumer said something similar, whether Mullin commits to change in the agency. So they will have to go in front of the Senate, and they'll have to get the majority of the votes. And many people agree with you and think that he'll get through with flying colors. Here is a clip. We want to know where he stands now on these issues. So here's a clip of Markwayne Mullin when he was on Fox Business Watch.
The Democrats always want to scream that, we're anti-immigrant. We're not anti-immigrant. In fact, we want immigrants to come over here in a lawful way. Most of these immigrants that do come to the United States, they're leaving a third world country that doesn't enforce the rule of law. What separates us from a third world country is the fact that we do have laws and we are a nation of laws. When you become a lawless nation, you lose your country. And so these Democrats that are screaming that, that they want to defund the police or that they want to have zero bail set for these criminals and release them back on the streets, that they want to close our jails, that you start going, are you really anti-police or anti-America?
So, Hugh, what's your reaction?
Senator Mullin is direct. He's a great communicator. Now, Senator Rand Paul is chairman of Homeland Security, so it's up for the senator to get it scheduled and get it moving. But it could be done this week. And Senator Thune came out and said, we're going to move it fast. There is no reason that the Senate cannot get a member of their body through their body as quickly as possible. He absolutely can do this job. And he's fabulous at delivering a message of law and order and of on your toes, everyone. Look out for the sleeper cells. Let's be aware that we had an open border for 4 years. Hezbollah is not stupid. Iran is not stupid. We've got bad people in the country. Let's find them. Let's make sure we're helping the FBI keep them away from our people.
Yes, great points. Yes, and confirmation quickly, please. Thank you so much, Hugh.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.